Hi, welcome to the channel. So here we are on a beautiful summer's morning, southeastern Queensland, Australia. Blue sky, 28 degrees Celsius, 8:15 in the morning. I guess there may be a few people from the northern hemisphere maybe looking on a bit wistful. So hopefully the weather starts warming up in the northern hemisphere so you can get out on your bike. So yeah, it'd be pretty bad. Watching a few YouTube videos in the United States and Britain, Europe, where people, we've got to basically put their bikes away. I think in Britain it's not as cold as the United States, but you have a lot of salt, probably ice on your road, so I think people just park, but not all of them. I've seen a few channels where they're riding in the sun and the snow and the rain, but so in Australia we're pretty blessed, we're pretty lucky that we have riding weather 365 days a year. Basically, in this part of the world, southeast Queensland, we do get cyclones and rain events, wind events, but flood events. Certainly it's not boring weather all the time in southeast Queensland. It's not always sunny and calm, but generally, if you wanted to ride 365 days a year, if you were capable, you had the time, this would be one of the places that would be high on a person's list. We've got plenty of roads. It's like anything, it'd be nice to have a few more proper bike roads, but they're all back exploring roads basically, and roads that you can trundle along, explore, safe, because we have a lot of same probably in every other country. Our back roads are not without inherent dangers such as wildlife, crazy drivers that are skulking the back roads with their antics, and if you're unlicensed car driver, back roads is probably a pretty place. I shouldn't be saying it, should I? But place to be, because I've ridden these bike roads for God, in the last, we're talking about near 60,000 k's in the last 2 years, and I've only been stopped by police once, just for a checkpoint for a routine random breath test. Twice. So twice in two different locations at 60,000 k's. So if you were, if you're a drugged up, whatever, car driver, unlicensed, whatever, which I've discussed in other videos, some of people's driving skills, they've got to be out of it, or they haven't got licenses, or they just never learned to drive. And of course, it's only a percentage of car drivers that are like that, and it's like a percentage of motorcycle riders. I've had your caddies come at me on this corner here, probably hitting 140. Yeah, hitting 140 while I'm trundling around this corner, and right on the line, So if I had been over on the line over here, but we would have had a head on. That's why I trundle along mid the gutter line, and I wouldn't be saying it. This is from experience, born from experience. Yes, you can have problems on the gutter. That's why you go slower. We're not talking about going racetrack speeds and going the gutter line, because first of all, why is anybody wanting to go racetrack speeds on this road? Well, you can, and I realise, I'm getting on, but I still understand about why speed matters to a lot of motorcyclists, and but you got to pick and choose, You got to be, switched on a bit, Now, if I was keep going, I was pushing in the back corner, unless I got to there before, just there where that other yellow sign is, just back there, before I tipped in, I had braked and done. Now, it might be too late then. There might be a truck coming around the corner, flat out, or a motorcycle plaid or a car, P-plate and a hotted up hatchback, you've gone deep into the corner with your apex on the centre line, and it's too late, you're wiped out. So let's say this corner here, alright, I'm going to tip in early, I'm way away from that centre line, all the way through. Now if it's a double radius corner where it comes back in on the stop, so what, I'm not accelerating, am I? I may still have to tell you it was a double, and this is a sort of a double radius corner, but it's no issue because we're not accelerating, we're not going at the limit. We're not going to go out wide. If we take our corners on the gutter line, we're not going to go out wide in front of a truck or go over, out wide in general and get cleaned up or crash. You know what I mean? Because we're running out of road. I mean, it's just like here. This is the opposite corner, so I'm taking my apex still on the gutter. I'm pretty close to the gutter here, and I'm just trundling through. I'm keeping my apex on the gutter. I'm not going to cut in. I'm not cutting in. I'm just going in a straight line. It's basically a straight line all the way. All right, I can come back over here, and just cut back in again. And I can open it up. Now, compared to a lot of riders, and especially riders on, obviously I'm going slow, and I'm talking into a video camera. We've all got to be conscious of speed, our attention, even if talking into a camera only takes up 1% of your attention, it's still a percentage, even if it's only small. So, I mean, it's common sense to slow down when you're talking or you're doing anything else. If you're taking a phone call on your Bluetooth, slow down, So the quicker you go, obviously, the more attention you've got to give to your cornering, your bike, your body movements, everything. So that's the danger when you're on a back road. If you try and go quicker, if you want to go quicker, there's a bird. These birds can hang out on the roads. I've talked about in another video, and some of them don't. Like, see this one here. Like that bird there, most birds move and some don't. They're like people, Some have got common sense, some haven't. So a bit like the bird there, that bird had been not paying attention, it would have been wiped out by that car. It's just fixated on its food. So all these birds are looking at food on the road, or the sides of the road, but they're not paying attention to oncoming traffic as much. And that's what can happen to motorcyclists when you go quicker. When we go quicker, we've got to pay so much attention to the corner. Our mind isn't given too much attention to possible dangers. Where if you're going slower, you can be aware of the dangers and the road, and talking into a YouTube camera, an action cam. Here I am. I'm talking. I'm just poodling through a corner. I'm looking for wildlife. I'm conscious of that wildlife. It's still early in the morning. We're talking about kangaroos, and I've got footage of kangaroos on this road. I've even had a cow on this road coming around the corner, and a freaking escaped cow on the road. Kangaroos, birds, snakes. Not on this particular road, but on Beachfront Road and Kyogle Road. So that's why I'm just poodling along, and I've got a fast coming bike behind me. So where appropriate, I'll pull over. I'll let them by where appropriate. Didn't even wave, Didn't even fucking wave. Sorry, I'm not going to get upset. Just a little wave. Hey, thanks, mate. Little thumb. Hey, mate, thanks. there's a, yeah, I don't know if it's just I'm getting on, these things, you start and really try not to let little things like that get to you. And I think it's not that because we were born in the 70s or the 60s or the 50s or the early 80s, even that we're, you know, I just think there's been a gradual decline in just common courtesy. Just like you don't know that person, you don't have to like them, you don't have to like respect them and what a wonderful just basic human respect, Just he's got a body, he's born into this earth, just a little bit of common courtesy, But I think that's declining in general. You see, I don't know if it's a culture of, well, you don't yield, you don't, unless that person is your equal. So let's say people who think of A grade in looks, and believe me, when you're on the Gold Coast, you come across a lot of those people. And they think they're the A grade in the looks department, and if you're a B grade or a C grade or a D grader, they're not going to even give you 1%. We're talking about a percentage of these people, not all of these people, obviously. Otherwise, that'd be reverse bigotry, wouldn't it? But yeah. So this guy goes back on the road. Anyway, I'm not going to look. Just left and slide. That's the thing, as you get older, you've got to learn to left and slide, because let's face it, as we get older, we lose a few things. We lose our physical strength, a bit of maybe the sharpness of our mind, health. We've all probably had health issues as we get older. And as people get older and older, they lose, we've all lost family members. But it's a chance to wake up, Yeah, the world's not what I've sort of believe is, the world's not what it seems. It's not what it appears. It's a bit of a dream. We know sweet F all about life, how we got here, where we're going. So it's a chance to wake up. Just a chance to wake up. Sometimes, like everything, sometimes you feel as though you're close to God, the great universe, whatever you want to call it, the Divine Mother, whatever you want to call it. Then other days it seems a million miles away again. Yeah, so when we ride alone, we're free to do whatever. We're free to ride as quick and slow as we want. We're free to be nervous. We're feeling nervous. Cautious is a better word. So I'm not nervous now, I'm cautious. I feel cautious. I feel like, I've been on this road before, these shadows. And it's kangaroos. It's still early in the morning. I still get a bit of shade on these, because kangaroos are like humans. Once it gets hot, they bounce off into a shady place to sleep. They're nocturnal animals, and where water is, So it's still shady. They know it's going to be hot. It's going to get up to 30-something degrees. No, it's 28 degrees now. This guy's stopping all the time,